we go.
Justin, Joe Brokus, nice to meet you. Joe Kirkland. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, I'm Justin.
Justin, good to see you again. Go Cubs.
Thanks.
So is it on us when we start?
Yeah.
Good, yeah,
Quick,
I got the
good,
clock
good, go,
going, so
whenever
go.
Ooh, that was a great workout.
Couldn't agree more, man. I reek.
Better hurry up fast. We gotta get ready for work.
Can't find my socks. Can't find my shirt. I'm gonna be late to work.
It's quite obvious that Alec is experiencing a major pain every single time he goes to the gym. There's nothing worse when your clean, fresh pressed clothes are mixing with your dirty, sweaty, wet, stinky clothes. We're here to change that with our new gym bag organizer, Pak Fit. With our eye-shaped design and sleek compartments, with our waterproof and breathable fabrics, the gym bag organization will be changed forever. I'm Matt, I'm CEO of Pak Fit. I handle most of the business relationships, and I am currently a junior.
I'm Rogan Stanlakis. I'm the CFO of our company. I'm more of just our numbers guy, and I have a decent background in accounting and finance, and I hope to go to Kelly School of Business or U of I this upcoming fall.
I'm Justin Groves. I work with marketing on the team, and so far I've created our website, social media, and the graphics for these slides in Photoshop. And I'll be studying marketing next year at Illinois State.
I'm Alec Knuckles. I'm a senior. I work with the operations for Pak Fit. In recent weeks, I've just been coming up with designs for building a prototype and an MVP in the future, and contacting manufacturers to see what we can do with our product in the future. And I will either be going to the Kelly School of Business or U of I next year.
So starting off, we're going to take a look at our market. So currently, there are about 57 million people in the United States with gym memberships, with a solid 3% growth rate each year for the past about 10 to 15 years. So we got our TAM by taking our $30 unit price and multiplying that by the amount of people that have gym memberships in the United States, and this turned us into a $1.7 billion market. We decided to shrink this down by about 33% because that's the amount of people that actually go to the gym, at least 2 to 3 times per week. So we're trying to target more of those people, and that turns us into a roughly $500 million market. So our share of the market is small. Every big project needs a small step to get started. So we're looking at a first year revenue at about $13,500. How we got this number is we got a set a goal of about 500,000 impressions through Google AdWords for the first year, and then by shrinking this down with the e-commerce turnover ratio and stuff like this, we projected that we would be able to sell about 500 units just online. But we could see ourselves getting a decent amount of more sales in the first year if we got into places like Lifetime Fitness in Naperville, Export Fitness, and Naperville Running Company. But for the first year, revenue, we're gonna stay conservative and say that we do not get into these places. So our revenue for the first 3 years is seen here, and so that $13,500 is the first year revenue, and then by year 2 and year 3, we would hope that we'd be able to get into these local places, and then each year we gave ourselves a 3% growth rate to stay conservative and stay with the market. But as a growing business, we would hope that we would have a boom sometime. Our cost of goods sold includes our direct materials for creating our product, such as the fabrics, the plastics that would go into making this product reality. And then we would expect that this number would also go down as the years go on due to finding more cost-efficient ways to create our product. Our SG&As include our small business insurance and things like advertising, and we would expect this number to also rise as the years go on and as we become a bigger company, more advertising, need more insurance, things like that. And here's our profit, and as you can see, it's a small profit, but yet again, these are conservative numbers, and we would hope that at least within the first 3 years we would have a boom, but we're just staying with numbers that we can get behind.
So one competitor that we identified early on is Paxil, and they raised over $200,000 on Kickstarter. And it's basically a self-cleaning duffel bag made for gym people, and it even comes with an app for your phone and all this technology. But it sells for $250, and it still has a problem with the main pocket just being one big mess. On the other end of things is people just trying to fix this problem on their own using plastic bags. They'll put their clean clothes in one, dirty clothes in the other, and they'll be happy with that. However, that's inefficient as the clothes get crumpled and it's not entirely waterproof. So this is the high and low end of things, and we're going to hit the middle. As for marketing, we're going to get our name and product out there the best we can, especially locally. We're going to target those people that go to the gym before and after work. And as Roka said, we're going to look at the local gyms such as Lifetime and Export. We also already have some social media such as our Twitter and website. We're going to keep launching some advertising campaigns on there to get our name out.
So what we have here is our first full-size prototype that we've made. It's a very rough prototype, but you can still kind of get the idea of what we're wanting to do with this product. So as Matt mentioned earlier, we have an I-shaped design. That's kind of the wood piece that you see down the middle. So what we have is the wood piece and then the little like small organizers. But what we want to do in the future with this, at least for our next prototype, is get like a moldable plastic or something like that, and have like the middle piece with reciprocal pieces every 2 to 3 inches where you can slide in organizers. So you can adjust the organizers however you want. You can make 2 organizers, you can make 8 organizers. You can just slide them in, and it makes it really easy. So there are 3 main things that we want to address when creating our MVP. And the first thing is simplicity. Given that the entire basis of our product is to make our customers' lives easier, we want to make sure that our product is something you don't have to think twice about. You can just throw it in your bag and your gym experience will be great. The second thing that we want to address is durability. A gym bag goes through something called normal wear and tear. It's thrown into lockers, shoved in the backseat of cars. So we want to make sure that the materials that we choose out are durable and we can make our customers happy. The third thing is adjustability. So given that what I bring to the gym isn't the same thing Matt brings to the gym, what Rokas brings to the gym is the same thing you guys bring to the gym, we want to make sure our product is prepared for anything and everything our customers can bring to the gym. So our timeline. So going back maybe 2 to 3 months, we really took our first strides when we started having discussions with PRG Prototyping located in Kansas City. We got a $13,000 quote from them, which included sitting down with an engineer, actually receiving multiple CAD and 3D designs, and then actually getting 3 to 4 tangible prototypes that we could experiment with and then try it out on our customers and see what we like and don't like. So more recently, we've actually gone on meetings outside of school, like Home Depot, Menards, and actually looked around to find materials to see what would be good for prototyping in the future and actually creating our MVP and getting further along the line. And even more recently than that, our mentor, Mr. Russo, started working with the Illinois Manufacturers Association to help find us a partner for production, so thank you for that. And a few weeks ago, I contacted our engineering and prototyping teachers down in Flatwing, and they said they'd be more than happy to start working with us with the prototyping process, so that's a great asset to utilize down the road. So what we're asking for is $400. So we're splitting the $400 into 2 separate things. We want $350 for prototyping and $50 for creating and launching a website. The $350 for prototyping, the prototyping is split into 2 things. We want plastics and we want fabrics to be able to create an efficient prototype. So the plastics that we want to experiment with are silicone, thermoplastic, olefin, and other moldable, cheap moldable plastics that we can manipulate and create to the design of our bag that we like. And then for the fabrics, we want moisture wicking fabrics, and then we also want odor eliminating fabrics, and then also fabrics that will just increase the visual appeal of our bag or of our organizer in general. So that's the $350 just for prototyping and experimenting with materials, seeing what we like, seeing what we don't like. And then the $50, that is for the website launch. Right now we think that Squarespace would be the best bet for us. They charge $18 a month, and we only really need to use this website for about 2 to 3 months until hopefully we get funded. Again, at Pitch Night we can actually create a real website, but this is really just to track pre-orders and to track impressions, see how many people are actually interested in our product for the time being. So they also include $100 of free Google AdWords, so that'd be good for getting our name out there.
And so, after extensive research, we've found that our organizer is a viable idea. Our conservative market shares allow for us to have a profitable future. And with our driving chemistry, your initial investment could be the start of something great. Thank you.
20 seconds, Mary.
Wow, killed it. Nice job.
Go ahead, question.
It was great. I love the fact you had a timeline, because it just really helps to visualize where you've been, and you could think about kind of next steps when you do the one for May. And I'll see what everybody else thinks, but I would reverse kind of what the marketing and what this is with the financial piece. Because you're talking about the financials, and I wasn't even sure what it was you were making. So I think coming up and early on saying, this is what we're doing, because you caught me with the need, but it wasn't clear until kind of far into the presentation of what it was you were doing. So I would move that up. I thought the financial piece was great, although I don't think I ever heard a per unit sales price. So there was cost of goods sale, there was total revenue, but I don't know what you're selling the product for per unit.
Oh, I said that, just to answer your question, I said that in like the SAM part, and that was $30 per
Okay,
unit.
so you should have it on your financial
Okay.
sheet, because you've
Got
got all the other math.
I missed it as well.
Okay.
You gotta have it, you gotta have that, because that's clear for us to kind of say, well, would we pay that for it, and kind of see if
Got it.
that resonates. So just, minor things, you've got it all in there, but I think if you kind of massage a little bit, move it around, it could just make your presentation, which was great, even more powerful. Is there any competition, because you showed the bag, you showed the garbage bag or the other bag, but is there any product like this that's directly competitive?
We've done our research early on, and there's nothing like ours that you just put in a bag and separates it into compartments. There's not even a whole new duffel bag that does that either. So we think we have a good chance at being the first.
So that's a good point to bring up too when you're talking about it, how unique this is, and then talk about your market research. You've got it all in there, I think it's just reorganizing a little bit.
Yeah, I would say great job overall, really good platform. Loved your opening, it was different than what we've seen in the other three. So you came in, you commanded the room, you met us, you introduced yourselves, your background, where you're going to schools. You brought your personalities to it, which I thought was really, really well done. The financial section here, I'm sure Darryl will get on it as well. What you have a combination of is annual revenues, and then you would never show cost of goods sold like that. You need to show your total cost of goods sold, because you went from annual to, I assume cost of goods sold is $12 is one unit, right?
Yeah.
So that's confusing. So you keep everything annualized. So if you're selling 100 of those, it'd be 100 times 12, right? Never change your financial side. And then you're always going to get critique on your financials. So if is it uncredible, is it too credible? You generally wouldn't show flattening in year 2 or 3. So then you're going to show a really big curve. Someone's going to say, is it realistic? But you would never show 13 to 18 and 18 9. Meaning either you're going to take off in this product because you want to see some type of curve like this. So be more bold, or be bolder, be more aggressive, in my opinion, on your financials in the future. Help me understand a couple things. Men, women, 15, 50, what's your target market? Normally you can't design a product that attracts all of those age groups. That wasn't clear who they are. I think it's men by the way your opening was, but help me understand.
So early on, we conducted surveys, and we had over 150 responses on Google surveys, and we did 20 each in person. We found that our ideal person was like a 25-year-old male that goes to the gym before and after work, or either way. And so someone that cares about organization. We also found that typically older people actually care a bit more about organization compared to young people. So we'll keep experimenting with that.
So
Can I ask you to define older people?
18 and above.
There's a difference between a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old.
Anywhere from like 50 to 60.
So your target market is 25 to 30-ish male.
But we found, yeah, and then we found that there's another possible thing with the older people.
Was it men as well?
Yes.
Okay, helpful, thank you.
I thought the presentation was great. Again, I have not seen the others, but I love the way that you came in. I think the most important thing is connecting with your potential consumer or your investor, so I appreciated that. My question too is who's your audience? Who's your target market? So you've clarified that. I also wanted to know what the cost per unit would be. One thing that I might suggest as you move forward with product development is to think about laundry. Can you wash it? Is it something you can take out the compartments and wash it? Or maybe would it be the whole case, you take it to the center and it's something that you can wash? And maybe think about having the compartments that you can, while you're washing those, maybe you have another set you can buy for an extra $12.99 that you can put in. So that's just
I have a question for you. Would you prefer, like as a consumer, to wipe it down or to maybe throw it in the washing machine?
I'd probably wipe it down for, a few uses, and then I want to throw it in the washer.
Same, and I think I talked to you guys about a product in Barrington, they had, one time we got gym bags, and there's products out there that are good for cleaning the inside of the gym bag, because they had hockey and sweaty gym bags. So there is a product, but I would agree, Nikki, that you'd want to wash it at some point in time. You can buy
Go ahead.
Gentlemen, you dressed the part, thank you very much. I think there's another team called No Trip Clips that'd be interested in talking to you. As a potential product demo. On the financials, I'm a financial guy. I like numbers. The points that he gave you with regards to showing a uniform presentation is key. I would tell you your idea of showing about how you expect your cost of goods sold to decline per unit as you develop is a very good point. You just have to figure out how you want to present it. I think the other thing that I find still interesting is when you actually take this out, you get your prototype. You have to have a prototype. You're going to have to test it. You got some really good stuff. I would urge you to try to have enough prototypes made to go to a Lifetime Fitness and find somebody to test it for you. Having had two Central graduates, and both with sneaky gym bags, being able to wash them is a huge benefit. I do think your price point, if I calculated, you said it was, how much again? $30. I think you got some room to play with your price point. Because if you bring a feature that shows some flexibility where you can change compartments, yet rigid enough so they can stay in place, I think that's a little bit of an identifier and segmentation for you that you may find advantageous. I think it's just going to come down to how flexible yet sturdy will it be, right? So on the financials, work on the presentation a little bit. I do believe that you're going to probably end up spending more money on your selling and administration just to get your marketing product out there. I think probably for your first year or 2 years, be prepared to make a loss. And whatever monies you make, you put it right back into your product to help improve it, especially at the year 1, year 2. Year 3, often in new product development is really key because you're fine-tuning your features, right? You're going to be putting it back in your project. More than likely, your costs of goods sold are not going to drop that much. You will see some improvement, not that much. And that's just experience talking back to you. So.
2 minutes. Can I?
So anyway, I liked your presentation. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. Having had experience with really stinky gym bags, I can tell you, I think there is a market out there for you. It's a piercing it that's going to be an issue.
If I could make a suggestion, my strength is marketing. The social media influencers, right? You guys probably know some, start following people and sending them, your bag. I was a writer, and when people sent me their product, I would always try it. So that's something to think about too. Look at those influencers that would fit in that target market, both in your 25 to 30 and your 50 to 60. See who those influencers are and sending the product.
Thank you.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Well done.
That's